I hate people that are lukewarm. Don't be afraid to tell people what you think. Like, take a stance. Be willing to upset people. Like, if you're gonna think, there's a Jordan Peterson quote. I don't even like this guy anymore. It says, you have to risk being offensive in order to think. A lot of people are just watering down their thoughts. They're watering down their opinions. They're trying to please everybody. They're not really living. They're just kind of existing in this big cesspool of people who are trying not to rock the boat, trying not to upset anybody. And it's pretty pathetic. And I'm not going to act like I haven't been there. But once you realize how like scared everybody else is to get cut off from the group think, it's actually quite liberating. Because once you start telling people your actual opinions, and once you start making a big splash in your industry or in your life, you make these big moves, it's inspiring to the people that you're going to want to have in your life. Like, you would think if you make some harsh comments about some political issue that everybody's going to be upset. But the cool thing is, the people that don't necessarily like you, they're going to hate you and they're going to stay away, which is great. And the people that liked you, now they're going to love you. Like, your crowd is going to come out of the woodworks, and you're going to be able to feel a lot more comfortable in your skin. Is that not freedom? Like, is it not slavery to have to watch what you're saying every given moment? I'm a little bit different because I'm like a internet personality, I guess. But even in your everyday life, when people are at family dinners, when people are at, networking events, when people are, out and about on the street, they keep their voice down and stuff. Screw that. Be outward. Be outward about all things that you think are important, that you think are true at the end of the day. There's this guy I just listened to earlier that he was saying, my fiance is Jewish, and my buddy who's officiating our wedding is Muslim, and I may or may not be Christian. This guy is so confused. He stands for nothing. He's falling for everything. Like, when I heard that, I was like, is this supposed to be inspiring? Like, it's June right now, June 2026, Pride Month. Everybody's included this month. Like, nobody's left out, all inclusive, not trying to upset anybody. Screw that. Like, I love being outward about the fact that this is a demonic entity, this social movement to enable people to live in destruction and like just be proud over sin and things that are distractions at the end of the day, hurting people and like keeping them back and holding them back from their salvation. I'm a self-proclaimed Christian now. Like, it's not that I was always full-blown Christian and I was super outward about my love for Jesus and God and all this sort of stuff. But what are you waiting for? Like, it's not about jumping on a bandwagon and stuff, but say it with your chest. If you are a Christian, like, this is just one example. If you're a Christian, what is the first commandment? Thou shalt not, recognize any false gods before me. Like, if you even recognize another God, like if you even enable somebody to think that their God is true, or there's any sort of chance that they could be on the right track, like, that's honestly pretty screwed up at the end of the day. Like, imagine your buddy was walking towards the edge of a cliff and he was like thinking that he's on the right path and he was really enjoying like the road that he was on, and you're just like, yeah, man, looks like a great road. Like, this is a very scenic. Like, maybe it'll be the summit, like around the corner. Like, keep going fast. Like, don't slow down. Don't watch your step. Enjoy it. Like, all that matters is that you're enjoying yourself. Like, meanwhile, that God per se that they're following, that they think is speaking to them, is actually just a demon. Like, if you're Christian, there's no coexist. Like that coexist bumper sticker on the back of some beat up old Volkswagen or like PT Cruiser that you always see all the time. That I used to back in the day be like, oh, that's pretty cool. Everybody's cool with everybody. Like no hard feelings. Nowadays, I'm like, that is so annoying. I actually do get annoyed over it. And it's just that I'm not going to have an opportunity to even interact with that person. And maybe that's a personal problem, right? But this is another example. Like what I'm doing right now, I'm being outward about some opinions that I have, knowing very well that I'm probably going to anger some people. But the people that are on this channel that I want to provide value to, like I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. I'm not gonna try and lie to anybody just to get more views and like have more lukewarm followers, and like educate people in a way that's like enabling false ideas. But like even the people that do love my like if they like my content, now they're about to love it if they are a right fit for me. Like there's so many other creators, they could find somebody else that likes them. And that's kind of the beauty of social media, is there's so many different personalities and so many different accounts and pages and all these different things. So like, why do you think you have to be like everybody else? There's only one you. Stop being lukewarm with your opinions. Like, stop being a watered down version of everybody's best friend. You only have a few real friends. You don't want acquaintances. Some of you guys are moving like acquaintances in your walk with God. Like, I know a lot of people that would kill for me, and I know a lot more people that would like support me, but when the going got tough, like they're not going to stand behind me. If if I was in some serious trouble, like so many of the people that say that they're on my side would just like disappear, right? And there's only really a few core people that would actually put their life on the line for me. And same for me. Like I only have a few people that I would do that for, right? And they're well deserving, but there's plenty of people that I can't really, I couldn't do that for. There's one person that I would do that, or I like to think that I would do that for. God, obviously. I want to put my life on the line for God, be a warrior for Christ. That is something that I aspire to be. If I have the courage to do so when I'm faced with decisions that will really test that, we'll see what happens. And best I can do is have faith and just have it sit with me when the time comes, right? That's all I can kind of do. I have to make decisions for my own salvation at the end of the day. So whether I deny God when other people are potentially giving me an ultimatum, that's kind of up to me. Like plenty of people, thousands, probably millions at this point, have been martyred for their faith, for their love for Christ. Would you be martyred for any of your ideas? Like, what would you be willing to die for? I want to be able to speak my mind at all times because I am, in my opinion, I am speaking the truth. What I'm saying is helping the world, or it's helping the people around me, or it's just like factual at the end of the day. Like I'm trying to help people progress their life. That's why I have this account, and I'm really just giving away shortcuts that help me. This is something that helped me back in the day, because I definitely used to pussyfoot around and try to listen to music that other people liked. I'm trying to be the DJ at the party, be all inclusive with everything that other people might like. Trying to buy clothes that I saw other people wear. Trying to watch TV shows. Trying to watch sport teams. Trying to promote pop culture references and like other celebrities that I knew other people were interested in. Meanwhile, it wasn't really me. like that's kind of what happened with my Instagram account in my first couple of years of me building this thing up. First, like, I guess, 2 years of me building this thing up. Last year, around August and September, when I started going to church, I realized, whoa, I'm a fraud. Like, I'm pushing stuff I don't even really believe in. I'm pushing stuff that doesn't even necessarily align with me or my values or like who I am as a person. You know, and it's completely fine to find yourself and like to test different things out and see what you're about when it comes down to it. But if you are actively participating in something or espousing something that you don't align with and you don't agree with, I can't think of a greater hell. Like, this is for you just as much as it is for the world. Don't be lukewarm about any of your ideas. Say it with your chest. Like, really, if you really believe something, you should want to tell other people about it. Depends on the issue, depends on the circumstance. I know, right? Like, you don't need to make anybody feel bad about stuff. Like, I'm a very health-focused guy, so I'm always talking about, hey, this is good for your hormones, this is bad for your hormones. But I'm not gonna make my grandma feel bad about a meal that she just made for me with love. Like, I can keep it to myself at that point. But when the time comes for me to speak up and be serious with other people that need to hear what I'm about to say, like, I can't just be thinking about myself and my own perception and my own social status or whatever. Like, there's plenty of times where it's worth it to save face. There's a lot of times that it's not. And honestly, a lot of people would have much better lives and enjoy every single day probably 1,000 times better if they stop trying to save face. Stop trying to fit in, because you're not fitting in with anybody. You're the odd man out. Nobody knows it, though. Like, nobody's inspired by somebody that's just vanilla. And I like vanilla ice cream. But that's like a radical thought nowadays too. Who likes vanilla ice cream? Like, everybody's talking about, oh, I need my pistachio raspberry swirl with gumdrops and a waffle cone and all this crap. I like the classic stuff. But I'm only telling you this because it was some advice that I needed to hear back in the day. Like, that's the whole reason I got in shape, was because I wanted to make a statement. I wanted to draw a line in the sand. Like, I'm not fitting in anymore. I was at like a music festival in a crowd of people, and I felt invisible. And I saw this other guy who was jacked getting a ton of attention from girls. Like, that is the honest truth about why I went to start working out when I was 18. I think a lot of guys have the same experience. Like, they're either really skinny or they're really fat or somewhere in between where they're just super unimpressive. Nobody's necessarily inspired to go talk to them, or if they do have the courage to go up and talk to a girl, they don't want to hang around because they're not so nice to look at, or whatever the case, right? Could be a health thing. Everybody's got their reasons. I'm cool with being outward about that and being real about that. I'm not going to act like, yeah, I got into this so I could inspire my children in the future. Like, yeah, obviously I want to be a superhero for everybody that looks up to me. But, I wanted to get in shape to live a healthy lifestyle so I could live really long. I don't think anybody's ever had that take. Like, there's no way that sparks people to get in shape unless they have, like, they're at the doctor and they just found out that they're about to die or something like that. Or, their liver is shot, or their thyroid is destroyed, or they have, like, some sort of disease or some sort of a just issue with their health that is seemingly irreversible, or like very, very grave in terms of the consequences that might come around the corner. So just be real with yourself at the end of the day. Like whatever you like, whatever you love, whatever you see for yourself in the future, start doing it now. Start talking about it now. Start living your life now. Stop living other people's lives and having their conversations. And like that's another point too, is like I was in life insurance for a while, and there's a bunch of reasons that I left that industry, but one of them is that I just got tired of having those conversations. And then, you know, when I started working for this other fitness coach doing sales, I was like, this is amazing, but I hate pushing somebody else's program. Like I have so many opinions about this. I feel like they're hurting these people by leaving this context out, and this guy might not even know that context. So I went above and beyond and started my own business for that. But for you, like, what is it? What is it that you like, that you care about? What makes you different than the average person? Like what opinions do you have that not everybody's gonna love, and probably majority of people would hate, but your people are going to perk their ears up when they hear it, right? Like, I'm not a big Pride Month guy. I think Israel is the scum of the earth. I don't agree with being all-inclusive as far as your religion goes. Like, everybody is always bringing up how, Jesus was always with like prostitutes and drug addicts and all sorts of bad people that were sinning. Yeah, he came to hang out with them to spark change in their life. He's not going to reward somebody for continuing to live in destruction. So with every one of your ideas that you think is true, that is combative to some other alternative idea, don't be afraid to show it, because it could be somebody else's future on the line, depending on how serious the situation is. Could be something health related, could be something business related, could be something relationship related. Like it's almost as if, like, you know your friends, like the ones that would go ahead and tell you that you have a booger in your nose. I like that guy. Be the friend that tells other people about the booger. Be the one that tells them they've got something in their hair or something on their shirt. They got food in the corner of their mouth. Like, by you not saying stuff with your chest, stuff that you actually believe, you're just hurting everybody, because you're trying to save face. You're trying not to rock the boat, even though you might be keeping somebody else from salvation, happiness, the lack of pain, or some other combination of those, or, you know, some other random idea. So I think I'm rambling at this point. Don't be lukewarm. No half-assing. Full ass. All right. Peace.